Hello and welcome to the eLearning Assist presented by Go1. I'm going to start this morning by apologising for us being late. We've just had some technical issues to work through at the moment with regards to getting our video working. So we've got it all up and running now and we're good to go. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in this morning. Today, we're going to be going through automated learning and using the groups functionality to assign learning to your users automatically. I'm joined by Camden McKenzie from our customer success team this morning, and he's going to be going through everything with you. How are you going this morning, Camden?
Yeah, good, thanks, Scott.
Yeah,
good to see you again, and welcome to everyone who's joined us. Looking forward to going through this today.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a few people on already, getting ready to started. Remember, if you are on the meeting today, you can leave questions by typing in the box on the bottom right-hand side of your screen there, and we'll answer the questions through. I know we've started a little bit late, so we'll try to keep on time as we want everyone to be able to get away on time. So we'll jump into it now. So I'll kick over to you, Camden.
Awesome, thanks, mate. So today we're going to be looking a little bit around automating that assigned learning with groups. So first of all, just a little bit about myself. Bit of a varied path to get here to Go1. So initially trained as a chemical engineer, did that for 8 years, and then moved into the retail sector where I worked in operations. And then from there, moved into Go1 and started as a customer success manager earlier this year, and have really enjoyed it. A really good company to work for, and they've got a really great product as well. So it's easy to be excited about it. And outside of work, I've got my little 8-month-old son there that I like to spend as much time with as possible. So that's kind of a little bit about me. All right, so today we're going to be covering how to automate learning. So we'll go through groups and how they can help you, how they can streamline the learning process and really automate it. We'll go through each stage of setting that up, and then we'll have some time for questions at the end. So I've put together a bit of a workflow just to give an overview of how the process works, and just keep in mind that while it does look like a little bit of work, there's a few steps involved. That once it's all set up, it's something that you've only got to set up once, and then all of that automation is available as each new user comes on board. So really the first step is to get your portal set up, to create some courses in your portal, and premium courses can be used in this as well. And then the next step is to actually create your groups. Normally I like to do that based on how the learning will be split up. So I'll do it based on location for different countries, on different roles or departments, and then normally I'd suggest having a company-wide or an onboarding group as well, which is useful for new staff inductions. Then the next step, once you've created those groups, is to assign learning to those groups. So picking out what courses you want each learner within those groups to do, and then assigning them to that group. Once you've assigned them to the group, and the key is to assign the learning before you invite the members. So once you've assigned them, then it's a matter of inviting the members to the group. And you can do this one by one, if you're just adding one user at a time, or you can do it in bulk for multiple users using our bulk import function. And we'll go through that in part of the demo. But essentially with the bulk import, you can add a user to your portal, so create an account for them and then add them to the group with that assigned learning at the same time, so that when they're logging in, they're getting access to the portal, and then they're automatically being assigned those courses that you want them to do. So particularly useful for onboarding, so that the first time a user jumps into the portal, they're going to have a couple of courses already assigned to them, ready for them to go. So once all that's set up, then the learning is automatically assigned. So that's a bit of a workflow of how the process goes, and we'll work through that step by step in the demo as well.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd save a lot of time for managers if they can just import their users into their, they've got their path set up for onboarding or maybe professional development or leadership training. They can just import their users into there, and it saves them actually going through and allocating courses on a case-by-case basis. It's just an easy way to manage a lot of users in a very simple manner.
Yeah, exactly. And as I said, you've only got to set it up once. I know the workflow makes it look like a few steps, but they're all very simple, straightforward steps. And once you've done it for one group, kind of for each subsequent group, it'll really be a 2-3 minute process to get that all set up.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So I think you're going to give us a bit of a demo on how to actually do that in your portal now.
Yep.
So to make things a bit easier, we'll show you the step-by-step process on how to create the groups and get this set up. If you have any questions as we're going through this, feel free to drop them in that right-hand side there so we can answer them after that. And if you do have any more in-depth questions about this, you can always reach out to our customer success team at any time via the live chat on our website, and they can help you set this up in your own portal to make sure you've got everything right and your learning is automated from there. I'll kick back over to you, Camden.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, absolutely. As one of the CFSMs, we're more than happy to help out with this sort of thing. It makes your jobs easier, and it makes ours easier as well. It's really kind of a win-win for everyone, and saves everyone quite a lot of time. So I'll just quickly run through the process, and I'll show you how simple and how short the process is. So we've got our portal here that I mentioned. I've just got myself as the portal admin, and then the next step that we've got to do is to create that group. So if I go into discussion, this is where we create those groups. You'll see I've already got a few groups set up, but for this demo, I'll create a new group. And we might make it the admin group. When you're creating these groups, you can also add images in there as well. You'll see that I've done that with some of those other groups. Okay, so we've got this admin group set up. The next step now is to assign that learning to the group. So you can do that in a couple of ways. You can go to learnings and then assign learning, or you can go to action and assign learning up the top. So we'll just do it through here. So I want a couple of courses that would be related to the admin team. So I might grab telephone etiquette, and I might grab productivity and time management. So you'll see that when you type in as you start typing in the course that you're looking for, it will show up with a list of results there, and you can then select the course that you're after. And
those courses are populating from the users portal.
That's correct, yeah. So in this case, I'm choosing a few premium courses, but if you've created your own courses, they'll also show up here for you to be able to select. So what I'll do now is I'll assign those courses. I won't add a due date at this stage, but you do have the option of adding a fixed due date if you want through those groups as well. So I'm going to assign these 3 courses to that admin group. So I'll just click assign. Okay. And if we refresh our page, all right. So at the moment, we've only got the managing change showing up. Not sure what's going in there. Maybe it may be a bit of lag with that, but we'll keep going with the demo on this course, just on this particular course. So I'll just refresh this page again. Sometimes it needs a bit of a refresh or reindex in the back end, and and you can always contact our support team for that. So we'll keep going with the demo for this with this course that's set in admin. So we've added our courses, we've assigned our learning. So the next step is to add members. And what I'm going to demo is actually that one-step bulk import. So if I go into administer users, and next to add user, you'll see a little drop down. We'll go import users, and we're going to download this sample CSV file to use as a template. Okay. I'm just going to set up some dummy emails here.
So the template that Camden's using at the moment, anyone can download and they can enter their own user data. They can copy and paste. They can export from their HR system if that's going to be easier. And you can just add that into here, which will make it quick and easy. You can put in your roles. You can add the managers and the group info in there as Camden's just going through at the moment. So it'll make it quicker and easier for you to be able to import this information and make sure it's going into all of the right fields in Go1.
Yeah, definitely. And with this, the template as well, it will customize to your portal. So if you've got custom fields and things like that, it will auto-populate with those. With this, making them all one so that they're active users, and then for the roles, I'll make them all learners. You do have the ability to add managers, but I'm just going to leave that at the moment. And then the group column is that key section where we're able to automatically assign users to that admin group we created. So you'll see here that there's some numbers in there. So it's chasing the group ID. So to find that, we go back into our portal, into administer, and then we go into the groups tab. Then you'll have to go into config and just add the ID as a column. Once you've done that, you'll see your group ID come up for each group. So for the admin group, I want 12133. So if I go back to my CSV file and just enter that for each user, and we'll save that, and we're good to go. So I'll close that. Okay. So if I go back into where we were before, administer users, and this is where we actually do the bulk upload, I'll go into import users, and then I'll grab that file that we've just completed, and I can drag and drop that into that box there. It'll come up with all the users so that you can double check all their data's correct. So they're all in the right group, all got a unique email address. Okay, we're ready to go. So we'll select all those and we'll import them. Okay, so we see that our users have come into the system. So just to show you what they will see now, I'm going to grab CM user 3. They'll have been sent a welcome email to the portal. So I'll go into Mailnator here and access the portal like a new user would. Okay, so you'll see here they've got a few emails. So they've got the welcome to the portal, and then they've got welcome to the group as well. So if I go into this welcome to the portal one, there'll be a one-time link, which I'll click on. And this is where they'll be prompted to create an account or set up a password. Okay, and you'll see here that all those assigned courses are showing up on their dashboard. So CM user 3, has those 3 courses they've come through, and they're all assigned to that user. And if we go to their My Learning, they'll all be sitting under that assigned tab as well. Those 3 courses that we put in the admin group. So you can add users to multiple groups as well. They're not just restricted to one group.
Yeah,
but that's
Camden, we've actually got a really good question from Marcella in the comments there.
Yeah.
And she's asking, is it possible to get users from our user list directly rather than importing from the spreadsheet? So if they have users that are already in Go1, they don't need to import them, how they can allocate them to a group.
Yeah, definitely. So if a user is already in the system, what they can do then is you can do that by going to the group, and then there's 2 ways you can add them to the group. So you can go into the members, and you can go Action Invite Members, and this will show a list of all users who are in that portal. So you'll see there that I've showed up, so I can click on myself and invite myself to the group. So that's good for kind of a one-by-one, case-by-case basis. If you wanted to do a large number of users that are already in the portal, you can still use that spreadsheet. So that spreadsheet is useful for updating existing users as well. So if you had 20 users, you could go into Administer, into Users. You could set up your configuration so that those top columns match the sample CSV file. You can export that, and then you could add in the group ID on the end and import that. So you can do it one by one in the portal, or you can use that. You can reuse that spreadsheet to update existing users as well.
Yeah, so that makes it way quicker. If you have 200 users and you want to add 200 of them to one group, you might want to add 50 to another group. It's a really quick and easy way, as opposed to having to go into each individual user and add them to that group. Yeah, so I hope that's answered your question there, Marcella, and will make things a bit easier. If you are trying to do it and get stuck with anything, you can always contact us and we can help you with that as well. Awesome. Sounds like she's on track.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's pretty much it from me from a demo point of view. If there's any other questions, feel free to shoot them through.
Yep. Jane has also asked if the webinar is being recorded so people can watch at a later date. And yes, it is. We always record every webinar that we do, and we will then circulate that afterwards with a bit of a summary as what we've talked about, as well as the video of the walkthrough that we've got here. So you can feel free to share this with your team or another manager if you want to pass that on so everyone can learn how to use these features that we've just demoed. We want to make that really easy for everyone to access, so we'll make sure that's passed around later. It doesn't look like we've got any other questions, and we're running about right on time, which we've done a really good job on catching up on. So Camden, I'd like to say thank you for coming and spending some time with us today and running through that. I think this is a really valuable tool that everyone using Go1 should be using, and will make life a bit easier. We have got one more question that's just popped up. We've got Roland has asked, can we assign awards instead of courses to a group?
We can't currently, Roland, but it is something that's being discussed by a product development team. So it's something that a lot of us are keen to have. So we can keep you updated on that.
Yeah, as that comes out, we'll make sure we notify everyone that you can start using awards instead of just courses for this. And as new things come out, we'll obviously be adding that to our release notes that get distributed to everyone that has a Go1 portal, which would be really good. Well, thanks again for jumping in with us today, Camden, and thank you to everyone that joined in. It's great to have some good questions there and get some interaction there. So thank you to Marcella, Jane, Roland, and Susan for the comments in there. Jamie, who's jumped in. Apologies again for the late start today. We'll make sure we're right on time for the next one. If there are any particular topics you would like to know more about, please let us know so we can make sure we do a session like this and cover the things that you want to learn about. And everyone have a great Friday, and we'll talk to you soon on our next webinar. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.